Is non-fat Greek yogurt a no-no? This is JJ Virgin, four-time New York Times bestselling author, celebrity nutrition expert, and fitness Hall of Famer. I've been on a lifelong quest for answers to the toughest health questions. And now I'm sharing what I found with you. Welcome to Ask the Health Expert. TL Cumby 417 from my Instagram DM asks, is non-fat Greek yogurt a no-no in your opinion? Well, it depends. I'll be right back to explain that. All right. So clearly you're a mom. I was like, a no-no, huh? So, all right. When we're talking no-no, what I really think of as two different things here. A no-no could either be a food that doesn't work for you or a food that's damaging to your health over time. Let's talk about those first, and then we'll talk about a food that doesn't work for you. So a food that is damaging to your health over time would be some of the following. Something that has been dirty processed. I talked in one of my Q&As about clean processed and dirty processed because ideally we want to eat as close to nature as possible. But there are some processed foods like protein powders and bars that done the right way can be super therapeutic and awesome in the diet. But there's the dirty process too. And those are things with damaged fats. Those are things that are high sugar impact, like refined flours and sugars that are nutrient weak, that have artificial sweeteners or artificial colorings. So those would be the dirty processed foods. We do not want to use those. And honestly, I see no place in the diet for artificial anything. I call those the frankenfoods. So I'm it's a complete no for me on anything artificial. You know, I feel like that was a science experiment that really went sideways on us humans. Okay. Now let's go through the next one. And that is if a food doesn't work for you. And that's really when I look at Greek yogurt, there's two things I'm looking at here is do you want non-fat or full fat? Okay. And then does dairy work for you in general? So let's start first with dairy. So when I wrote the Virgin Diet, I looked at the foods that you were most likely to have a reaction to due to leaky gut. And when I was looking at loads of food sensitivity tests that look at if you're reacting to a food, what I saw across the board was the most common ones were dairy and eggs. The second tier were corn, soy, and peanuts. And the reason I included gluten, it's another way you have to look at it in a different way, but it triggers leaky gut, as does fructose, as does artificial sweeteners. So dairy is one that I believe you need to go through the Virgin Diet, pull it out along with the other common offenders for at least 3 weeks. Give yourself a detox and a reset. Find your new normal. I don't even like to say that anymore, your new normal, but I started new normal first. Find your new normal where you feel great. You don't have breakouts. You're not mucousy. You don't have gas and bloating. You don't have headaches. Your energy's great. You're not craving things. You've lost your belly fat. Find that and then go back and try it and see how you feel. Some people find that they don't do well on cow's dairy, but they can do just fine on goat or sheep. And some people don't do well on any of it. So really, you've got to see how you feel. If you find that you are dairy tolerant, then you want to make sure that you're not eating junk dairy. What's junk dairy, you ask? Well, junk dairy would be when they pull the fat out of the dairy, when they process the dairy, when they take dairy cows and they have factoried cows rather than the grass-fed happy cows roaming around in the pasture, and then they give you their milk, and then the milk is fermented into kefir and yogurts, and it's full fat, so you get that conjugated linoleic acid in there that's so good for you. Nope. The ones I'm talking about are the ones where they put them into the factories, they put hormones and different kinds of antibiotics in them. They feed them GMO corn and soy. And so they totally change their milk, totally change their milk when they do this because you are what you ate, right? You are what you ate. And then if you drink just the milk, remember when you ferment, the fermentation process is the eating up of the sugars. And so that's why we want to stick with kefirs and yogurts And so that's what you would want to do is you'd want to get, if you are dairy tolerant, get a grass-fed, pastured grass-fed, full-fat Greek-style yogurt. There you go. All right. Now, if you find that you cannot handle cow's milk, then you can always try that out with goat or sheep's milk yogurts too. That's another option for you. There you go. This is JJ with Ask the Health Expert. I do this 5 times a week, so make sure you never miss a show by going to subscribetojj.com.